Alright, guys, so here we go. We're on a roll tonight. I want to keep them going. Because I've had a while where I really haven't been doing that many videos, and I kind of got stuck in a rut for a little bit, and I've had a time where I was very depressed, and I just didn't really care if I did much of anything. I, just focused on a few things here and there in the house, and that was pretty much it. I've been working on the quilt. Definitely been working on the quilt. And, it's just mainly been the job situation and the money and that kind of thing. But God is good, and He has helped to pull me out of that. So, along with Chloe, and we're going to talk to our pastor's wife Sunday because we know we both need some help. So, alright, here we go. Fly-free chicken coops. Hang on, I'll be right back, guys. Alright, so this one is a fly-free chicken coops. Fly-free chicken coops. Alright. Natural Solutions for a Common Problem by Lisa Steele. If you're raising animals, you've likely battled your share of flies. Flies are a nuisance in the summer, and they can also transmit disease. For chickens, one of the biggest fears, the fear of flock, is the dreaded fly strike. While fly strike isn't terribly common, it does happen. And when it strikes fast and can be deadly, so it's best to be prepared. Fly strike, or myiasis, myiasis. Hang on, guys. Alright, sorry about that. Okay. Fly strike is the condition that occurs when maggots infest the dead skin of a live chicken, often around the site of a wound or infection. So fly strike, it's something that you'll want to keep an eye on your chickens and make sure that, there's no wounds or anything like that. And if there is, tend to them so they don't get infected and end up with fly strike. So, alright. I did not encounter that with our chickens in Michigan. Fly strike is probably one of the most disgusting things you could ever imagine happening to one of your hens. Because it is so gross, and because I've never actually seen a case in person, and therefore have no pictures of it, I'll spare you photos. And trust me, you probably won't want to. You probably won't want to Google it either. What is fly strike? Fly strike refers to the deadly condition where the larvae, aka maggots, of the botfly, screw fly, or blowfly hatch in feces stuck to a chicken's vent or an open wound and begin to feed on the skin tissue of the host. Alright, hang on, guys. Cinnamon. Ew.
She had to get from being live.
Do you have chips? How do you know?
There's always a reason for living.
Most I ever been.
Alright, guys, hang on. I've got to. Sorry, guys, I had an issue I had to deal with. Okay. Fly strike. They will eventually burrow into the body and then literally start eating the host animal. In this case, your chicken alive from the inside. In this case, your chicken alive from the inside out. Although it can affect other types of livestock as well. The maggots can tunnel through the skin and organs and will eventually kill the host. When and why does fly strike occur? There are some chickens that have a tendency to have poopy butts. Sometimes it's just because they're super fluffy, sometimes it can be due to internal parasites or bad bacteria in the gut. But you know who they are. And flies are attracted to that manure. They like to lay their eggs in and around the vent, and a poopy butt is super attractive to them. Sometimes because of a pecking issue or problems with mites, your chickens can lose the feathers around their vent. That raw exposed skin tissue can also attract flies. Other times you might miss a small cut or open wound, which will attract the flies in the same way. Warm weather is the most common time to see problems with fly strike, but it's important to be vigilant year-round. Reproducing quickly, in just 8 to 12 hours, those eggs begin hatching and the damage is done. Not only can the infestation of maggots be painful, but infection can occur. Although maggots will only eat dead skin tissue, the skin around a wound or undercaked on feces can die due to irritation from the maggots in their droppings or the resulting infection. What are the symptoms of fly strike? Symptoms of fly strike include lethargy, excessive preening, ruffled or dirty feathers, especially around the vent, and of course the presence of maggots. Even a minor accumulation of feces around the vent can signal the beginning of a problem, so it's a good idea to monitor your flock for early signs. The best solution here is prevention. If you deal with the flies you have and keep an eye on your birds, you'll be far less likely to have any issues. Flies are attracted to both feed, especially wet feed and manure, and their numbers multiply quickly if left unchecked. Excuse me. Of course, spraying chemicals around your coop and run is out of the question, and sadly, chickens don't eat flies. So what's the best way to control flies naturally around the area? Control flies naturally in your chicken coop and run. Now that we live in Maine, the fly season is considerably shorter than in Virginia, but we still do battle flies during the warm months. From my years living in the South, I have compiled the best ways I've found to keep the fly population down in and around my coop and run area. Consider getting some fly predators. A terrific way to battle fly populations around the coop are fly predators. Widely used in horse and cow barns, they have found their way to chicken coops as well. There are options that are natural and safe for you and your family. Don't leave feed and treats out. Flies are attracted to feed, especially when it gets wet. Listen up, all you duck owners. They are also attracted to food scraps, so picking up or covering up any leftovers once the chickens are done eating will help to keep flies away. It will also discourage other pests like rodents. I use covered enamelware roasting pans for my chicken feed. It's easy just to put the cover on each evening to keep the flies and mice out of the feed. You can pick them up inexpensively at second-hand stores if you don't happen to have any extra pans lying around. Sprinkle some diatomaceous earth. Of course, some feed spills onto the ground, and you need to leave the feed out for your chickens to eat. So I sprinkle some DE, food-grade diatomaceous earth, on the ground around the feeders. Non-toxic and perfectly safe if the chickens eat some, DE is actually added to human cereal and other foods for its anti-caking properties. The DE will kill any swarming flies and any eggs that lay around the feeders by piercing their hard shells with its microscopic sharp edges. It won't hurt animals or humans, as I mentioned. It's added to human-grade food products, so generously sprinkle some on your coop floor and in your nesting boxes as well to keep other pests like ants, mice, and lice away. You know what? I think I'm going to definitely get the food-grade DE, diatomaceous earth, and I will use it in our chicken coops. Scoop the poop. Flies are also attracted to manure. It's important to keep the coop and run area clear and clean of excess droppings. I have a dropping board installed into the roost in my coop, so it's easy to scoop the poop off each morning and dispose of it in our compost pile. If you don't have a dropping board, be sure to sprinkle DE on your coop floor and rake out the soiled litter regularly. Install window screens. I'm sure you all have predator-proof welded wire on your coop windows and air vents, but consider installing regular window screens as well. This will keep flies and other pests from entering your coop and bothering your chickens while they sleep. I'm going to keep that in mind. Hang herbs. Try hanging some fresh herbs in your coop. Herbs like basil, bay, bee balm, chamomile, lavender, lemongrass, citronella, mint, rosemary, and thyme are good choices that flies and other pests don't seem to like. You can gather them in a bunch and simply hang them from a nail or put up a small rack in your coop to hang them from. Go a step further and plant herbs around the perimeter of your run and in boxes under your coop windows.
Depression. One time called melancholia. Now affects more than 17 million Americans each year. Today, more than 80% can be treated successfully with medication, psychotherapy, or a combination of both.
Add some ducks to your flock. Well, I've never raised Muscovy ducks. I've heard that they eat flies. Ducks of all breeds do eat bugs, and they love digging in the dirt and slurping on puddles and standing in water looking for bug larvae. So it's a good bet that adding a few ducks to your backyard will help control fly and other pest populations. So there you go. If you're looking for simple, natural, and safe solutions for your fly problem, these are my top solutions. No matter what you choose, be sure to pick the option that works best for you and your family, and get rid of those flies once and for all. Lisa Steele has been dubbed Queen of the Coop by the media. She's an author, fifth generation chicken keeper, Maine master gardener, and coop to kitchen cook. Blah, can't talk. And has been and has been featured on The View, Martha Knows Best on HGTV, NPR's Here and Now, Dr. Oz, P. Allen Smith's Garden Home on PBS, and the Hallmark Home and Family Show. The founder of Fresh Eggs Daily, and she can be found at Fresh Eggs Daily on Instagram and Facebook. All right, and that was fly-free chicken coops. And I will get this up there, and I will see you guys on the next one. Remember, do your research. Look up, do some more research on keeping the flies out of your chicken coop.
Thanks for meeting us here.
And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.